All right, Steve, just make sure you're off mute too. I can see your screen now where we just can't hear you yet.
I think I finally figured it out. Great.
There you go. I've done my job here today. I'm good.
uh, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to have a brief overview of some of the work that we've been doing to support economic development. I also just want to say thank you to MITL and to Justin and Louis Paul. Since we last got together about a year and a half ago, we've built, I think, a little bit better relationship than we have in the past, and look forward to maintaining and strengthening that relationship as we move forward in a lot of our projects. So I do want to give you that thank you. If I can move my slide, maybe it's a little bit slow. There we go. Takes a little bit of time. I'm probably going to spend the majority of my time talking about the Airport Employment Growth District. As Norm had alluded to, there's quite a bit of development that is occurring through there in the last 18 months or so. And really, the biggest change that I've noticed is the form of development. Originally, it wasn't as intended to be as large parcels and very large building blocks, but that is something that has kind of reshaped our thinking of how the transportation system and network and servicing these areas should take place. As a result of some of these changes in development, we are engaging in doing a mini review of the transportation network to service all these lands. And Omar, who's on the line, has been working really hard with our growth management section to really look at optimizing and doing some minor network modifications to support these developments. And we're looking forward to going to the public for some public engagement in the future, hopefully in the fall of this year. So likely another Zoom type of engagement. Part of this supporting this development at the ground level, because my section also looks at the individual parcels and the site plans and zonings and the traffic impact studies, is having that network in place. But until some of those road network enhancements can be made, is how do we maintain the network integrity and support access management principles. And also with a lot of these developments, there's a need for transit, and where there's no transit service and the cost of providing transit, those are kind of our challenges as we're looking at a lot of these developments of how to make sure that we don't have any interim problems that create issues for the efficiency of the movement of goods. So we're quite happy and glad that all this development is happening, but we don't want to have these interim bottlenecks that could create some problems for these developments, and that's not why they invested in Hamilton. So we certainly want to make sure that we manage those expectations and service them properly in the future. In part of doing that, we do have a lot of ongoing supporting studies to support that network expansion. I won't go through this map in detail, but we have some EAs for Dickinson Road that's currently underway, and I've embedded the links for people to participate and see where the progress of that EA is going. The Lancaster Road EA as well, connecting into Dickinson to Gardner. It's another critical link that we're looking at. The Gardner Road EA from Highway 6 to Wilson Street. Again, there's a lot of development opportunities on the west side of Highway 6 along Gardner. We're in a procurement phase. It should be posted tomorrow to have that EA go underway. My section will also be leading a feasibility study of the Red Hill and Link to look at the potential to widen or provide some high occupancy vehicle accommodations or a managed lanes approach through that corridor, to make sure that we provide that network continuity in a sustainable fashion. So that's something that we'll be doing future public engagement on in the next year and a half. In terms of transit, we are still plugging away at our A-line studies. We're working with Metrolinx, doing a proof of concept for the A-line, as well as our submissions to the Investing in Canada infrastructure program to fund the implementation of some quick wins and support the A-line rapid transit corridor connecting our downtown core to the waterfront, basically to the port, to the airport transportation transit network. In addition, we are also have a terms of reference in development for the airport road connection between Lancaster and Upper James. So we have a lot of EA supporting work that is underway, in progress, and in the next few years, those will be progressing quite nicely, and then we're hopefully in the next few years afterwards. So hopefully, there'll be a lot of construction activity in 2024, 2025 years to support all the development by the airport. In addition to that, Omar is leading our truck route study, and I know on June 17th event, he kind of touched on that as some of the evidence-based work regarding the use of geotab and have a more evidence-based approach to reviewing and developing our truck route study. I do encourage people to participate. We have an Engage Hamilton mapping tool and survey. Everyone should be not while we're doing this presentation, but afterwards, to engage yourselves and to participate and have your voice heard, and also to register for the public open house or information center on September 2nd. In addition, grades 2 and our municipal comprehensive review, looking at transportation modeling out to the 2041 planning horizon, potentially the 2051 planning horizon, but certainly 2041, looking at what the impacts and the growth in population and employment will have on the city and the supporting transportation networks that we will require to support that growth. And really to close, we always have these pandemic tidbits and learning moments. And really from a transportation network perspective, I've kind of had this graphic from a TomTom that really shows the pattern of transportation in the city compared to last year. And if you kind of look at the red line, you can certainly see compared to historically, we don't have those really pronounced AM/PM peaks truly associated with office commuter traffic or other commuter type traffic, which really kind of tells us, the opportunities of telecommuting and the barriers that have been removed of the ability to manage people working from home, and what opportunities that presents to alleviate some congestion issues and to create some more reliability of the network to enhance and make more efficient the goods movement across the city as well as the region. So again, making sure that we maintain that opportunity that seems to be there, and then also leverage additional travel demand management tools as we become more new normal, and how we can create that sustainable and efficient transportation system. So essentially that's the end of my presentation. So I am willing to take any questions at the when everyone has finished. Thanks.
That's great, Steve. Thank you very much, Steve and Norm. That was a great presentation, and it really is incredible for you to demonstrate how, I love what you said, how Hamilton, it's not just planning for the growth, the growth is happening now, and it will continue to. I also want to give a quick shout out to Ian Hamilton from the Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority. Ian co-chairs the Movement of Goods Council with me with the Toronto Region Board of Trade, and in addition to the great work that MITL is doing, Ian is a very vocal advocate for the region, talks about the full supply chain, and I don't think he's on, but I know some of his colleagues from the Port Authority are here, and I just wanted to mention what a great job that Ian does representing this area. So it's great to have such representation outside of the Horseshoe as well as inside.